Hello, my name is Rudy Salazar and welcome to our fourth video of our 8 videos on the basics of the California Bit Inspection Program. We go through 8 steps that I developed in this book here that's now available on our website in paperback. Also our ebook that's been available for a few years now is also available on our website, and in these books you can find the 8 steps along with the forms that are needed to administer your bit inspection program in the method that I explained. So before we get started, as usual, disclaimer. In no way does this video or this video series or the book or the ebook or our website constitute legal advice. I am not with the California Highway Patrol. I am not part of the Department of Transportation. I am just a guy with a website that helps explain the basics of the bit inspection program. So let's be friends. It's your responsibility to know the California Vehicle Code. The 2013 book is out now. This is the old last year's edition. It's got kind of dirty from being in my work truck. But you need to understand the bit inspection program as it pertains to your operation, as a motor carrier in your commercial fleet, as well as you need to understand the Department of Transportation Code of Regulations as it pertains to you as a motor carrier in your fleet. So, hope if you read this, hope you enjoy it. We're going to go over the basics. Now, in our last step, we put together driver hiring folders. They do not grow and contract. In this step number 4, we're going to go over driver records. Where did driver records go? Oh, here it is. We're going to go over driver records, and driver records will grow and contract. And hours of service will really grow and contract if you have a complicated system. Hours of service is either logbooks that are complicated because your drivers have to run the logbooks, so you have to analyze them and make sure they're within the limits of the logbook's rules and regulations. That's where hours of service can get very complicated. But maybe you don't have a complicated hours of service, and your drivers are not going over 100 air miles or working over 12 hours a day or don't have to run logbooks, basically. And in that case, our driver records are a lot simpler. So let's go over some fundamental examples of what you would need in your driver records file system. First off, you're going to have just the same amount of files you have there on your new driver hiring. You're going to have the same amount of files here. We have driver number 1, and you would have driver number 2, 3, 4, however many drivers you have to match that one over there. And what goes in these files, now, what we're going to talk about can go in a file folder, or you might need to do it in a 3-ring binder. You might need to do it with a computer system when it comes to hours of service. Every time you get an inspection, you just bring out the last 6 months of your hours of service, because that's all they need during the inspection. But the part that grows is the main, one of the main parts that grows is the pull notice program that you enroll your driver in at the DMV. Now, the DMV calls this the EPN, Employer Pull Notice. The CHP calls this PNP, Pull Notice Program. The DMV, CHP can't seem to get the title together properly, but basically we're calling it the Pull Notice Program. And this form is called the Pull Notice Program Record Review. So every time you get a DMV report, because randomly they're going to send them to you based on the driver, as the driver's record changes, you get a report. You take this Pull Notice form and you staple it to that report. And again, just like we did a new driver hiring, although the form's a little different, the questions are a little different, you just answer these questions, yes or no. And all the way down to the bottom, you'll answer questions like, does the driver's name match? Does the driver's license number match the license number on the report? Is the expiration date license current? Is the class of the license correct to the type of vehicles and combinations he or she will be operating? Comment box review, are the proper endorsements on the report? Is the driver's medical certificate current? Points against the license okay? Not in danger of losing? Yes or no? Bottom of the report, did you read the bottom of the report? Check for suspensions, actions taken, or other activities against driver. So, you just answer those questions, you put any notes you might need to put down, and you sign it. Staple it to the report, and you put it in the driver's file. Now that's the first piece of information that's going to grow over time. And then the second one on if you got a simple operation and you just have the driver signing in and out for their day and maybe they're handwriting a timesheet, all you have to do is be keeping the last 6 months of your hours of service. And if it's just a simple show up and drive and go home and not needing to run logbooks, you keep that in the same file folder if you like, or put it or make a separate file folders, but it's all part of the driver records. Now, if it gets complicated because you have to run logbooks, then you would need to let me get some books here. They're not really logbooks, but we'll just pretend they're logbooks. Let's say you got your logbooks here, and the pages are all rubber band together by driver. You have to have a system that you analyze them, make sure the driver's doing their job properly and following the rules properly. So whatever it is that you're putting together your logbooks, you'll have your hours of service here ready to go. And so when the CHP inspector comes in to do your bit inspection, you have your driver records. Either you have all your employee pull notices from the DMV growing on you, plus the hours of service can be as simple as timesheet, a time card, a computer readout, or as complicated as hours of service. You got to have all the logbooks ready to be inspected, but you'll have that there. And then the other part is the drug testing information. Now, in the first step, we showed that we registered the driver in a pool program for drug testing, a POOL, and normally a lot of companies, I see it pretty much all the time, they pretty much store that information in a 3-ring binder. And this comes usually from a real secured place like the HR department, and they bring out a book for the bit inspection program, and so they'll put the drug testing 3-ring binder in here. So, I don't ever look at that stuff. It's top secret. In my book, I really don't get into the drug testing record keeping. All I do get into is you register them in a drug testing program. But in this video, I'm just showing. Usually, it's kept secretly. You just not everybody just looks at that stuff. So that's usually brought out during the inspection because the inspector may want to see that. They definitely want to see that they're enrolled. So here's hours of service, and this is where this definitely, depending on your operation, you got to kind of make this work on the type of I don't know, policies or procedures that you got, but at least we cover what needs to be in your driver records. And you can use a simple system, complicated system, but whatever it is, you're going to have to be creative in this step here and figure out what's best for you. So that's it for step number 4. We're now going to go to step number 5. That's where it really starts even getting a little bit more a little bit more hands-on work in step number 5 as we start talking about the driver vehicle inspection reports. It gets a little bit more crazy because we're bringing in not only the administration department, but the driver and the mechanics. So I'll see you now over on step number 5. Thank you.